Hi, welcome to Between Two Columns. In this series, we are going to be interviewing Professor of Creative Writing, Colin Rafferty. In this episode, we're going to get to know a little bit more about him.
What is your name?
I'm Colin Rafferty.
And your title?
A professor of English at the University of Mary Washington.
Perfect. Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I grew up mostly in Kansas City. My family kind of bounced around to various places around there, but for the most part, I grew up in Kansas City.
Perfect. Favorite restaurant?
Jeez. I mean, like the fancy answer would probably be some sort of incredible gastronomical place in some foreign land or Chicago maybe, but the trash answer would be Cookout.
Perfect. Where did you go for your undergrad?
I went to Kansas State University, which is the kind of agriculture and tech school of Kansas, and yet majored in English there.
Okay. And what did you do for your master's degree?
Went to Iowa State University for my master's, and then went to the University of Alabama for my Master of Fine Arts.
Perfect. We're going to get into some really fun icebreakers.
Oh, good.
If you were stuck on an island with a book, a movie, and a snack, which would you pick?
Obviously, the book would be How to Get Off a Desert Island. The book would be, I don't know, it feels like your chance to kind of read something like long and time intensive, right? So, I don't know, I've never read War and Peace. Maybe it's the time for War and Peace. Maybe if we can count all 6 volumes of Remembrance of Things Past, then I would take those. For a movie, I don't know, I want to say Same Rules Apply, but...
You tweet about a specific movie a lot. I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, that was weird.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's all right.
I did.
You know what? I'll say A Hard Day's Night. I can watch A Hard Day's Night anytime, and it's always a delight and makes me happy. So, and if I'm stuck on a desert island, it's going to be... that's going to be bad news.
Snack.
And lastly, the snack. I would do those candy fish that you can not Swedish fish, but like the kind you can just buy in it's like drugstore trash candy, and those are delicious. And I would choose those as my snack.
You go to Walgreens and get the Walgreens brand of
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. All right. This is a really hard question.
Okay.
So prepare yourself. Imagine you're stuck in a sealed, impenetrable, and dark box. How would you escape?
Through death. No, I'm not afraid of most things, right? Like heights, I'm fine with. Spiders, snakes, no problem, right? Like even more existential stuff, I am okay with. But the sort of tight, sealed space, that just for some reason taps right into like my fear brainstem. So if I found myself in that after about 5 minutes of like, is there any way to do anything in this? I would just give up and die.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The correct answer is to just stop imagining. But
Okay.
That works too.
Good answer.
Death.
Good answer. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you were a bagel, what kind of bagel would you be and why? That's an important question.
Yeah, it is. It is. Everything bagel.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I think in large part just because the thing I really love about what I do and teaching and writing creative nonfiction is that it lets me be interested in everything without having to be an expert in anything. So I like the idea of a bagel that encompasses all.
Random question: how do you feel about the Lorax movie, and how would you rate it? The new one. So.
Haven't seen it, so no opinion. But it does. But it has Danny DeVito in it, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 out of 5.
He's the Lorax.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito just gives
he
one star.
the automatic 1 star for Danny DeVito.
That is completely fair. All right, very serious question. If you were to conquer the world, where would you start, and why?
Well, what? Like Risk Rules would say like you want to start in like the Australasia section, right? Like you want to kind of control Australia and Papua New Guinea and Indonesia because then everybody has to come that way to like finish taking over the world, and you can just kind of branch out from there. But I'd say Canada. Canada seems useful, right? You've got a lot of space, a lot of raw materials, a population you can take over fairly easily. I'd start in Canada.
How often do you play Risk?
Never. I can never get anyone to play board games. This is like a recurring story of my childhood, is that I can never get anyone to play board games with me. So.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
All right. If you were to change the name of our university, what would you change it to and why?
Oh.
Be careful what you say that's going on the internet.
Okay, great question. I would, I think it's remarkable that we are a public institution named for a woman, right? I think the only university, public university named for a woman. That's great, and I want to keep that. But the problem is, like, Martha Washington is both just kind of famous for being George's mother, and then also was a, owned enslaved people, and that's not great. And so I think we should change the name of the university to the University of Martha Wash, because that lets us tap into the disco singer who did such hits as It's Raining Men, lets us like embrace the kind of wide spectrum of personalities and gender identities and sexual orientations and dance styles that we have here on campus, and lets us keep all the logos.
That is not, what brought you to UMW?
The job. I mean that's a cheap answer, but it's true. The thing about going into academia is that you really don't get to pick where you live, right? You're sort of at the mercy of, well, where are the jobs this year that I'm going on the job market? And the year that I went on the job market, or the year that I got the job at Mary Washington, there were 8 jobs in creative nonfiction in the country, one of which was here. And so I got the job here, and this was the kind of best place out of the options I had to live. And so I was like, yeah, Virginia, let's do this.
That's perfect. I think that is all the icebreaker questions that I have.